Greetings and salutations, everyone. This is Chris McKee with Alamo Music Center in San Antonio, Texas. You can find us on the web at alamomusic.com. Today, we want to try to answer a question we've had, and that is, are Ovation guitars back? Ovation has a long and proud history. They are probably the first quintessential stage-ready acoustic guitar that was ever available on the market. If you don't know about Ovation acoustic guitars, they've been around since the late 1960s, and they are the first round back, kind of rugged, go-anywhere guitar that came with built-in pickup systems that were ready out of the box for a performance on stage to be plugged in and amplified. So they were really one of the first acoustic guitars to answer the conundrum of, I want to be on stage, I want to play my guitar, I really don't want to mess with a microphone and not being able to move and the feedback that goes along with that and everything else. So the modern day or the modern age where we have built-in pickup systems and preamps and all of that stuff in acoustic guitars goes back to the Ovation brand. But Ovation has gone through some difficult things in the past few years. For a while, they were owned by Fender. Ovation and a lot of other brands were kind of spun off, and they landed at a home with DW, or Drum Workshop. And there, DW is very committed to the brand, but it's going through a lot of changes. Recently, the US factory closed down here in the August of this year, and the website was just relaunched. Now, this was not done because the brand is going away. It was actually done as a means of strengthening the brand and really looking at the offerings that it has and trying to do things that are compelling, competitive, and modern as far as tooling and whatnot are concerned. What we have for you today is to showcase some of the models that Ovation offers. And if you're unfamiliar with the brand, I want to tell you what you can find with Ovation in the modern era. So the guitar I have right here in my lap is part of the Elite series. This is the Elite TX model. And this is a solid Sitka spruce top, Scallop X braced acoustic electric guitar. Now, all Ovations share the same kind of silhouette, which is this body shape that I have. It either comes with a cutaway or without. Most models have a cutaway. And it's kind of this not quite dreadnought, more auditorium-sized shape that Ovation developed many, many years ago. They all have a round back design to them, which is kind of what they're famous for. And this is made of lyricord. That was made by a combination of unicorn tears and rainbow wishes contrived by a bunch of elves in a tree. That's not true. But it is made of a very futuristic aerospace resin that's used in things like helicopter blades. So it's very resilient. It's basically made in a injection molded fashion. And it comes in a variety of sizes. This particular size is a mid-depth. There's also a deep bowl with a contour and a shallow version of this back that's available on different models. Now, if you've ever played an Ovation guitar, particularly if it was an older deep bowl style, you might have had this issue where it just kind of did this on you if you didn't have a strap on. So there is a few things in order to address that. The first is something like on this one, there is this kind of patch of a slightly different texture on the bowl so that it sits in your lap and it doesn't move. If it's the deeper bowl, which was the one that was more consistent with moving, it actually has a contour to fit against your body, kind of like the body carve on a Stratocaster would. And the shallow bowl ones really never had that problem because they are so shallow. All of the tops are either laminate or solid spruce with veneers like this Koa veneer or quilted maple veneer that you have over the shoulder. They either come with a single large sound hole like you would traditionally see on an acoustic guitar, or these smaller multi-holes that are offset on the bass side or the bass and treble side. Now, what a lot of people don't realize is on like this one, when you have the multi-sound hole idea with these leaf epaulets, the combined surface of those equals what a sound hole in the middle would be. but it changes the tone of the guitar and the way that the top responds. So you should try playing both and see which you prefer in the lineup. The benefit of the back of these being bowl-shaped is that it projects very well, and it's, like I said before, it's really tough. If this can be used in helicopter blades, you can imagine it will survive your day to the beach just fine. They also make very good entry-level guitars for someone who's playing for the first time because it's kind of a rough and tumble guitar. If you don't really know best how to take care of your guitar just yet, then this guitar won't just kind of come apart on you. I actually, when I was growing up, used to drool over an Ovation guitar. So a lot of us have Ovation guitar stories, and I've had a few in my lifetime that I learned to play on. But one I used to drool over was in a mall music store where I grew up, and it was this blue quilted top celebrity model with gold tuners that I just thought was the prettiest thing I'd ever seen. It had the multiple sound holes with the leaves on it, and I really, really wanted that guitar. I didn't get it, sadly, but nevertheless, I've always thought that they had this really unique and beautiful appearance to them. They also come with these onboard electronics. So like I said, from the start even to today, they are ready to go, plug in and perform on stage. Now, depending upon the model, the preamp changes. This TX Elite model has the OP Pro Series preamp on it, which has a 3-band equalizer, a built-in tuner, and a pre-EQ shape to it. It will also perform either on battery or phantom power, which is a really cool option. The neck on these is something I really want to talk to you about because the way that these play really does a lot to kind of narrow down who it's for. These guitars feel in many ways like an electric guitar does. So this model, for instance, has a hard rock maple neck, okay? You can see on the back, it's lovingly crafted in Korea there. And the scale length is 25¼ inches. So it's shorter than, say, like a standard Fender scale length, which is a scale length you see on a lot of Taylor guitars and Martin guitars. But it's not as short as, say, like a Gibson scale length or what you might see on like a Martin 000. So it's kind of there in the middle, leaning more toward the longer side, but it's a little shorter than, say, like I said, a standard Fender scale length. The nut is 1 11/16. So that's a narrower nut than we're seeing on a lot of guitars nowadays. It's similar to what you'll find on a Taylor 100 series, but narrower than what Taylor uses on their US-made models as a standard nut width. They use 1 3/4 inch. Martin is increasingly also using 1 3/4 inch nut width. Siegel uses a wider nut and so forth. But there are a lot of players out there that prefer the narrower nut, either because of the hand size or that's just what you're used to, particularly if you play a lot of electric guitar and you want your acoustic guitar to kind of feel the same. Okay, so that's a theme that we're going to be following, so bear with me. The radius of the fretboard is 10 inches. Now, on our channel, we don't usually talk about radius on acoustic guitars to a great extent as we do electric guitars, and that's because they're mostly pretty standardized in that they're flatter, generally, than an electric guitar radius. Martin and Taylor, for instance, are about 15 or 16 inch radius on the fretboard. But this is 10, which is pretty darn close to a Fender Stratocaster's 9.5. So if you're following along, what that says is that it feels a lot like an electric guitar neck, scale-wise, width-wise, radius-wise. Now, it does have acoustic guitar strings on it. These are light gauge strings, 12 to 54 or 53 from D'Addario, and they're the EXP coated strings. So all in all, here's what you get. You get a great sounding, well-projecting acoustic guitar, you get onboard electronics, and you get a very comfortable electric feeling acoustic guitar neck. And I think it's great that the Drum Workshop is really putting some time and effort to get down to what makes an Ovation guitar great. All of these models now have scalloped X bracing. All of them. It's either the scalloped X bracing or a variation of scalloped X bracing on some of the higher end models. More and more of them have solid Sitka spruce tops. They all have great electronics on board. They are all at a very great price point. This is right at about $750, so All in all, it's a really great guitar. I think that DW is ensuring that Ovation guitars are back, and I'm glad that we're now carrying them again. So I'm going to play this so you can get an idea of just how great these guitars sound. Hey everyone, I want to thank you for watching the videos that we produce. We put these out to help you choose the right guitar, understand some of the options that are out there, and to showcase some of the latest models that you may not get the opportunity to play in your local music store. If you have benefited or enjoyed watching any of our videos, then I want to tell you how you can help us to make more. We have created a new t-shirt just for guitar nuts like you and me. It's this. It says, "I'm a guitar nut." So if you're like me, you are a guitar nut. And if you're also like me, walking around naked is probably an offense. So we want you to have this shirt. Follow the link, go to our website. These are going to be limited time, and you can put in a pre-order for it now. They will be shipping soon. Once they're gone, they're gone. So follow the link below and get your guitar nut shirt that only you and other guitar players will understand with a knowing wink. Thanks again for watching.